2, 3. Oh man. I think that when I first fell in love with music, it's honestly, my mom's a choir director, my grandmother was a choir director. And so for me, music came from the church. And it came from people that, in retrospect, probably weren't necessarily that skilled, but they were so committed and they were so sincere about their expression. So I grew up in church. It's the only music that I knew for years. And I fell in love at that very moment. So people always ask, like, when did you know you wanted to be an artist? I don't know that I ever wanted to be an artist. I still don't know if I want to be an artist. Dude, my heart has always been to follow where God leads. So I had a career as an educator. I taught first grade for almost 10 years. And I was happy and satisfied. I wasn't there thinking my job was terrible. And God really visited me in my classroom and said he wanted to do something special and asked me would I just give him a yes right now. And so I packed all my stuff up. I put it in storage and I didn't sign my teaching contract. And I think that yes that I made in private is what people see now as the public success. When I was younger, my favorite subject was definitely mathematics. The subject I did well in was talking. Anything English, writing, talking, running my mouth. If that's a subject, I got it. But I love math, and so I taught math when I became an educator. When I was younger, and I talk about this a lot, probably last year I got invited to a career day for an elementary school. And when I was younger, I think I was really limited in my scope of what it was I could do. So I think there were so many avenues that I could have pursued that I didn't know existed. So for me, I think I always wanted to be a part of music, whether it was as an instrumentalist or a singer. I love to communicate. I love to help people understand things. And I think there are other avenues to do that outside of just the classroom or artistry. So hopefully I would have found an intersection to do that still. When I was younger, we were not listening to that worldly music, that sin stuff. So I was not singing anything that was on the radio unless it came on TV. Dude, I grew up with hymns, which is so crazy because if you listen to my records, The Truth, The Gathering, there's hymns woven into almost every song. And so it sounds really weird. Yes, I was the 5-year-old that knew all the hymns and the red hymnal with the gold cross. That was me, the weirdo. So, yeah, we probably shouldn't tell anybody that. Carry on. You know, people ask me that was I a writer when I was younger. I've always written, right? So whether it be, I remember being in church and I'd be writing mini sermons. As I tell these stories, they all sound like I was a weird, creepy church kid, which is probably true. So I've always written. I don't think I ever considered myself a songwriter or a song carrier until it was time to do the record. And I just know that I love to help people understand concepts that seem difficult. And just like I was using mathematics and English when I was in the classroom, I get to teach people about grace and love and faith. And so it's kind of the same thing. What was my favorite part about church when I was younger? I am so thankful. I've always gone to church with my family. So when I was younger, like church was like the hangout spot. All of these stories sound sad. I didn't have any friends. I only listened to hymnals. But like church was my social place. Church was where I ate the most. Church was where we were at church almost 7 days a week. So I was very comfortable there. And that was like home for me. My favorite thing to do outside of church is the same thing that my favorite thing is right now, eat. But you could eat at church, so it was great. Like it all went together. So my favorite thing to do is to eat, try new stuff, go to different places. I have mostly a plant-based diet, so I like to try different vegan spots. I would tell my younger self kind of what we talked about, that there is more. I think when we are younger and we grow up, I won't say sheltered, because I didn't necessarily grow up sheltered, but I grew up so much in the church that I thought that was the only place I could be useful. And I think there's a lot of shame and guilt sometimes when God allows us to have influence outside of the traditional faith-based arena. And this year, my prayer has been, God, I want you to be able to trust me to go to spaces where your name is not known and still make your name great. So I would tell my younger self that there's more for you than just where you are. And I would tell my younger self to trust. Like, trust yourself. Like, trust when you know it's not a coincidence. It's Holy Spirit living on the inside of you, reverberating the Spirit of God, on the inside of you. And so I wish I would have known that more as a young person. So I'm trying to catch up in my 30s.